I be kicking?
Yeah, let's just go with tails. Would you like to kick or receive the Bible?
What did he say?
I will receive.
Tom wins the toss, chooses to receive the Bible. Patterson back with the kick. Oh my goodness!
Are you serious right now, bro?
Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom.
Welcome back to Shark Talks, where I react to media and books and literature through a Christian lens. I hope y'all are having a great day. Y'all are blessed by the Most High God, and y'all are highly favored. Today, I'll be talking about the book of Proverbs, a very important book. And no, this is not a full breakdown analysis of the book of Proverbs. If you want that, go and read it for yourself. I highly encourage it. I feel like every person, young or old, should read this book at least a few times in their lifetime. But I read it probably a few times every month, just for wisdom. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The definition of a proverb is a short saying providing wisdom. Written by King Solomon, son of David, he was known for his wisdom and his guidance and leadership. He even asked God for wisdom. This section of the book is about gaining wisdom. The Hebrew word for this spelling of wisdom is this word right here that I will not try to pronounce. That I would not try to pronounce. I'm sorry. I am not a Hebrew expert. So that's not the goal of this video to teach you Hebrew. I'm trying to teach you about the Bible. So if you want to look up Hebrew sayings and all that, there's plenty of dictionaries, things of that nature to look into if you want to learn about the actual spelling of things in the Bible. So the book starts with advice from a father to his son. Fear of Yahweh or God is highlighted in this book. But not in I'm scared of God way, but in a respectful way, like you do your parents, like your mother or your father who gave birth to you or brought you into this world. You give God the same respect you give them, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Not literally. Fearing God, what does that mean to fear God? Basically, you fearing God, of course, because he's the creator of all things. He created you and I, your mother, your father, sister, brother, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat. Every molecule, every atom, every air particle comes from God, you know? And whoever says otherwise is not of God. So you can take it how you want to take it. But fearing God is basically respecting him and saying, hey, you have the authority, you have the power, you have all the intelligence, omnipotence, clairvoyance. I need your guidance. You know what I'm saying? I fear you in a way that just like you fear your father's discipline and his criticisms, you know what I'm saying? A father is also supposed to be of love and nurturement. And same thing for mother. This goes for both men and women. So basically this book teaches you about why you should fear God and respect him in his ways and his teachings. The 10 speeches are wise advice from a father to a son. Themes of wisdom, fear of God, virtue, integrity, generosity, success and peace, sin and evil, selfishness and pride, and ruin and shame are all themes of these 10 speeches from a father to a son. These themes represent the logic nature, the moral logic nature of the book of Proverbs. So it talks a lot about immoral women, being righteous, having sex with just about anybody. A lot of things that we can break down and use in our actual lives, because you take away like STDs and like unwanted pregnancies and things of that nature. Sex is a very powerful thing. You should have it with your wife, but you're supposed to have sex with your wife, and women are supposed to have sex with their husbands. That's how you avoid a lot of headaches, a lot of sinful things that can't be avoided, quite frankly. It also goes into treating people right, not just in a love thy neighbor type way, but actually taking a step further. Just off my recollection, it talks about borrowing money, lending money, treating people, things of that nature. Like, it breaks down a lot of things that we go through in our average everyday life. Even if this took place in ancient times, that's when this book was written, it still, translates to this day if you really think about it and you really ingest what it's actually trying to say in these 10 speeches. When you go against these proverbs, when you go against these rules and expectations of God, you are not adhering to wisdom. That's the point of it. But if you do the opposite and you avoid these things, you avoid the temptations, the lustful women, the lustful men, just the sinful and evil world that we partake in, sometimes not of choice. If you avoid these things, you are actually calling on wisdom, and I will get into that later in this video, so stay tuned. 4 poems of Lady Wisdom are about seeking wisdom, in short, just like I said. It's about upholding justice, integrity, and having generosity. These are considered calling on wisdom. These 3 things you should incorporate with your everyday life. A person should have integrity, meaning you have standards, you have morals about yourself. You're not just going to do anything, you're not just going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? You have a set standard for yourself. That's having integrity in a nutshell. Upholding justice is more than just, taking somebody to jail or calling the police. It's about upholding fairness in your community, in your relationships, in your friendships, and at work, things of that nature. You have to be a beacon of justice and all fairness. Keep fairness around, promote fairness, equality, and things of that nature. That's what it means by upholding justice. And generosity, self-explanatory. Be a generous person, give to others, like you want, if you were down and bad, you want somebody to give to you, right? So always keep that mindset that, hey, if I have it, I'll give it to someone. You know what I'm saying? Pay your tithes, pay your offerings, and also pay people, that's homeless on the street. I think the Bible even talks about, I don't know if it was in Proverbs, but you may even encounter spiritual beings, angelic beings, that are disguised as homeless people, or people that may appear like they don't have the resources, but actually they are from the kingdom of God, and they're testing your nature. So beware of that, and always treat people good, always be generous, and you'll be good. So in essence, Proverbs is Yahweh's invitation to learn from previous mistakes or wisdom from previous generations. So as long as you got that mindset, you will understand this book. So Proverbs are basically for life. The point of a proverb, just like I broke down the meaning, is to be short and memorable, and you can apply it to life and easily quote these things. Basically, this section covers two things. Fearing God and having wisdom equals things going well. And the opposite, not fearing God and not having wisdom equals things going bad. So Proverbs is not meant to say if you follow everything in this book directly and word for word, bar for bar, your life will be amazing. You will have no complaints. You will never have to pray for better days again. Like, that is not what the book of Proverbs is for, and that is not what it's saying. Also, book of Proverbs is not a formula for success. Just as I mentioned, you can't do these things and think you can plug some numbers in and things are going to be fine. Like, that's not the goal of this book. Proverbs does, however, focus on the rules and general principles of the Bible. Proverbs does teach that life is too complex for formulas or tarot cards or looking at stars to gain meaning. You must call on the wisdom found in the Bible to guide you through life. This chapter is dedicated to a man named Augur. Just like me and you, he's a new Christian. He's trying to find wisdom. He's trying to break old habits and become smarter in the ways of God. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be a better man in God. So this whole section, chapter 30, breaks down everything in his thought patterns and what he's saying. And I will leave a short Bible excerpt that I am referencing right here. And you will see that this man is actually trying to become closer. He's trying to be more wise and grow in discernment with God. I think this is a good book because it shows that even though, Augur, he's technically in the Bible, his name is mentioned, he doesn't believe that he is a righteous man or a smart man or knows everything, every word or syllable in the Bible. He doesn't know how the book of parables relate to life and things of that nature. He's an average Christian or born again Christian, new to the faith. Like, you don't know anything. Instead of listening to 50,000 YouTube videos, instead of listening to other people, find your own relationship with God. Read your Bible, meditate on it, and make your own connections. That's how you communicate with God, basically. That's how you grow and walk with God. This verse is an example of how you should be in your humble walk in Christianity. So we can all relate to Augur. First of all, nobody knows everything. For whoever said they know everything, they are a fool and they know nothing. They're nowhere near God. Matter of fact, the last person who thought they knew everything and could be like God, it didn't work out too well for him. I don't know if you knew about, Lucifer. It didn't work out too well for him. So, we don't know everything. That's the point. We must continually call on God and build that faith, build that connection with God and communicate with Him. We can all relate to Augur in that way that we feel like we don't know anything, that we're hungry for knowledge, that we just want to grow and please God at the same time. Well, this book perfectly illustrates that and breaks it down. So make sure you check out the full chapter. Remember, chapter 30. So the final book of Proverbs is about two different things. So it's broken up into two different parts. The first part is about wise leadership and guidance. And the second part is about a Christian model woman. So a model Christian woman. I'm sorry, I'm saying that weird, but basically what you would want in a Christian woman and the virtues and the ideology, her moral system, that's what you should want. This book perfectly illustrates that. So I would be reading more about that myself. So I need to take some notes.
That brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother.
Notice how the book of Proverbs starts with a father's advice, wise advice, and ends with a mother's wise advice. You see how the 360 goes, like, starts from a man's perspective and then a woman's perspective. You know, too often do I see people talking about, oh, the Bible is sexist or the Bible is racist. I'll handle the racism part later. I might make a whole video dedicated to the naysayers about people and, you know, it's a slavery tool. Let's forget about that for now. But let's get back into the sexist thing. The Bible is not sexist because wise leadership and guidance can come from a man, and it also can come from a woman. This book starts with a man and ends with a woman. It tells you to call on Lady Wisdom, you know, putting a comparison to a woman, nurturing, guiding, and loving, you know what I'm saying? Just like your mother would be. You should call on wisdom to guide you. So that is the full 360 of this book. It's a beautiful picture it paints. Like I said, read the full thing so you can get a better understanding, because I can't really give it justice in this video, because this video would probably be an hour and some change long if I broke down every metaphor, every concept, every allegory. We'll be here all day. So the point of this is to read it and really understand it and take notes, you know what I'm saying? Take notes and share this, you know what I'm saying? Share this knowledge with other people. That's the way we please God. The book of Proverbs is an excellent source for new Christians and people in the faith already that want to grow in their wisdom, aka their knowledge, and actually apply it in their lives. So I recommend reading this book as many times as you can. Like I said, I try to read it at least a couple times a month. And I wish I knew about this book earlier in life. Of course, I was raised Christian, but you know, there's so many books in the Bible. When you're a kid, you just like, okay, I know about Jesus. I know about King David. I know about, you know, John and Luke and them.
Who?
But I never really knew about, you know, King Solomon and what he was actually saying. Like, I knew he was the son of David, but that's as far as my knowledge went about him, you know what I'm saying? So this is really good for young men, especially men without fathers. The same could be said about women. Like I said, this is not a sexist video. The same knowledge or the same thing can be flipped, you know, man or woman, just apply the opposite sex in its place. But this is a great place for you to build your wisdom and your knowledge and grow in discernment. And actually, you know, discernment, let's talk about discernment. You know, it's one thing to pray for wisdom, but you need discernment to use that wisdom right. You know what I'm saying? What's the good of knowing about stocks and how to manage money and how to finance different things and how to generate money if you just hoard it all to yourself? You don't give it to nobody or help nobody out. You don't pass nothing down to your kids. You don't do things for your community or those in need. Like, that is selfish. One of the things that this book talks about, selfishness. So like I said, what's the good of having knowledge if you don't know how to use it? So make sure you read this full book, leave comments, and tell me what you think about it after you're done. Yo, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're really rocking with this content. And make sure you sub to the channel if you're really rocking with it. Thank you, and may Yahweh bless you and your family and your soul tribe. It's been your boy Shark Out of Water with another video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.